Hey, it's Webs here with task 6 of the Nzoth event. Task in question is completing the Dragonbone Golem bounty on heroic difficulty, triggering at least 10 Deathrattles in Onyxia's lair. There's a few warnings that I need to give out before actually discussing how I completed this task. The first one being, it doesn't count the Deathrattles that are triggered on your own mercenaries. It only counts the ones that you actually trigger by killing a opponent's mercenary. So that's something to actually look out for. It also doesn't trigger on Cookie's fishes. It has to be the boss's Deathrattles it puts on. But once you know these tricks, you should have an easy time to actually complete this. I did this task in two ways. The first one being fire, where we're using Get In with Mark of Conflagration, Ragnaros with Blazing Rune, Belinda with Lesser Water Elemental, and Chi-Ji with Blazing Ban. Though Chi-Ji is really just in here so we have a backup plan in case of Belinda dying, and Nzoth and Cookie are just in here because I needed additional mercenaries on the team and I was leveling up Nzoth while I was doing this task, and Cookie's just in here for appetizers. The basic idea of completing this with fire is we're using Get In plus Belinda's Flame Dart in order to just AoE nuke any waves of ads they actually put up, and we're not actually doing anything in between the turns where there are no additional ads on the other side, just so we can easily get the task done without worrying too much about missing a death rattle here and there. You can even pass some additional turns if you really want to play a bit more safe, though one of your mercenaries is going to die and you can just bring in Chi-Ji to replace them. The other way I completed this task was by using dragons again, using Yulon with Pearl of Yulon, using Sinestra's Mana Brooch, and using Brightwing with Pixie Pouch as a way to get to the boss and to actually finish off the boss fight. And then on the boss fight, because my Yulon actually died before getting to it, I was using Brucon as a substitute, which acted as a way to actually scale up the Brightwing damage and also do a bunch of AoE to all the opposing ads that the boss actually spawns. And for Brucon, we're using Lightning Rod as his equipment. Outside of this, again, Nzoth and Cookie don't really matter too much, and you should have an easy time to actually get to the boss. You're going to want to pass some turns back and forth where you're not actually doing anything but healing up your own mercenaries, just so you can actually guarantee all the death rattles on the opposite side. And this is much easier to do with this build because you have so much healing compared to the previous build, and honestly is probably the way that I would recommend actually accomplishing this task if you don't care about the amount of time it's going to take to complete it. With that being said, let's look at how I did it with fire, and then we'll look at the way I did it with this dragon comp. Okay, so we're going to be putting down Get In, Belinda, and Ragnaros. I did have the spud that actually explodes, but I don't think it actually counts for this task, so don't try to get it. Actually try to avoid it because there might be some bugs with it. In preparation for this task, as I did want to try to prep a lot of these instead of just doing it the same night as the task came out. Here we're just going to nuke everything down that isn't the main boss, and then we're just going to start passing the turn back. We are just going to freeze it. We don't really necessarily have to freeze it, but we can. And now we're just going to pass the turn back, just so we can allow them to actually build a board of additional death rattles. Because that should be 6 now, and we've already killed 3, I think. So we only need one more wave of ads. One more. That doesn't actually include the main boss, so we should be able to actually get it here. And then we just have this long animation. And now for nature / dragons, whatever you want to actually call this. Oh, I was wrong. It wasn't actually Sinestra that was dead. It was... Or it wasn't Yulon. It was actually Sinestra that was dead. So we're just going to put Brucon down instead. Shouldn't really matter too much. We're going to hard focus down the fighter. which once it dies, that's one death rattle that we don't have to worry about for the count of 10. Going to also try to root just to prevent any damage that can be done to anything other than the Yu'lon. Actually, I guess we didn't put up a taunt for Yu'lon, so it doesn't really matter too much. We're going to restore HP to Brukan just to try to keep him alive. Here we should actually finish off the Bone Drake. Everything here gets a death rattle, so that's 2 death rattles. We can use Chain Lightning to just AoE nuke the 4 golems, which is 8 right there, and we basically have it. Once we kill this wave, that is. Going to heal up again, use Lightning Bolt on one of them. And then use Jade Gust probably on another. Doesn't actually matter what we put down here. We just need to put down a body. We can put down Cookie just to snipe some things away, but it's not completely necessary. It could be literally any other mercenary. While you do have a lot of healing in this comp, it is easy to accidentally kill yourself when it comes to your opponent's death rattle, so you want to be a little bit safe if you can. And here we're just prolonging it. We really don't have to at this point. It does help a little bit, but it's better safe than sorry, to be honest. But we have triggered definitely enough death rattles to actually complete this task at this point. Gonna nuke all the golems. Alright, I hope this helped you figure out how to actually complete this task, and if it did, please leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and until next time, bye bye.